Well, hello again everyone, it's Jingles Roscoe here, and today I decided to do a speed drawing of Nintendo's new chocolate waifus. Here we go. So, those of you that might be uninitiated to the situation, it seems like Nintendo has been presenting us with new characters within recent years, within like last 2 or maybe 3 years. New characters that are of the darker complexion, and most of them, well, all of them have been just really attractive. And the best friend subreddit has really been pointing out like just how attractive and dark these women are. And it was my birthday earlier this week, and I had to think about what I wanted to draw as a speed paint or speed drawing. Since it was my birthday, it wanted to be something that I wanted to do, and I didn't take very long to think about it, and I decided to draw these 4 characters. Really kind of try and push my abilities as an illustrator. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It took so long to do, though. I think all in all it was like a little over like 10 hours just to do this whole thing. But I really wanted to push myself, get it done quickly, and I wanted to get it done on time, and so I stayed up late, much longer than I normally would for a drawing, and really pushed myself big. I didn't want to rush too much either, because I really wanted these pictures to turn out really good. And so yeah. Here I decided to do Olivia from Pokemon Sun and Moon, Urbosa from Zelda Breath of the Wild, Twintelle from ARMS, and Marina from Splatoon 2. If you notice, I decided to draw them all in chronological order, in order that they were released. I remember back when Sun and Moon was getting close to be released, but hadn't been released quite yet. I was hanging out with my buddy Pieman, and he's all like, "Did you see this new short-haired, dark-skinned waifu that is in Pokemon?" I was like, "No," and he showed me pictures. I was like, "Oh, wow!" To sound like a complete weirdo. There's one thing that me and Wooly do have in common, is that we prefer our ladies with shorter hairstyles. A good pixie cut on an attractive girl is, oh lordy, that's a lot for me. And I've been really, I don't want to say enjoying, I've been getting into characters of a darker complexion a lot lately, and so the combination of those two with Olivia, I was smitten. She had me spinning. But then came Urbosa, which already since being a fan of The Legend of Zelda as a series in general, I've already been pretty experienced when it comes to Gerudo women in general. But boy, I feel like they really went above and beyond this time with Urbosa. And actually all the women in there are just... I was never into really fit women before, but it's been within the last couple of years that I've just really appreciated a really toned woman. Not too toned, obviously. Not too muscly, but of an Amazonian stature. Stature. And So, like, when I saw Urbosa, I was like, ooh, goodness me. And, like, all of the Gerudo women in there are just, woo, wow. Does it sound like a huge perv? Which I'm sorry. But then after that, Twintelle was announced, and everybody online like latched onto her immediately, because the first two women were dark skinned, sure, but not very what do you call it? They weren't like very curvy or anything, and Twintelle is a very, very curvy lady. And so like everyone online was just dabbing their foreheads of all the sweat that they've been accumulating. And then the latest, Marina, who as of this recording hasn't been released yet. Splatoon 2 hasn't been released yet, but it should be here really soon. And she's just adorable. I remember seeing the what's it called? The Nintendo Direct for Splatoon 2, and they announced the band Off the Hook, and I was just all like, oh, because at first I was all like, there's no way I'm going to like any new band that isn't the Squid Sisters. I'm gonna hate this. And then they showed them, and I'm just all like, these girls are all right. I'm okay with this. Anyway, let's talk about Olivia for a bit, since I'm working on her right here. I never got the chance to play Pokemon Sun and Moon. Haven't been able to get around to it. I've been too busy playing more of the console games than handheld stuff. And I only just recently got my own 3DS, and so I really want to play Pokemon Sun and Moon. I haven't yet, so I can't say much for Olivia as a character. I just think, wow, I find her very, very attractive, and I think it's, like I said, the short hair along with the dark skin, just put those together, and it's just, woof, alrighty then. But I was surprised a lot with like this particular speed drawing session, because I don't normally draw characters with too much detail in them. Like manga characters, anime characters tend to, not always, but tend to not have too much detail on them. It makes it easier for them to draw over and over and over again. But video game characters, that doesn't apply to them, because usually they'll be like character models or something like that. So you can put as much detail as you want into them, only have to model them once and it's fine. And I was surprised on how much extra detail there was in Olivia there. But anyway, like I said, I didn't really play the game much, so I can't say much for her, except that I think she's pretty. Now, moving on to Urbosa. Now, I got to play quite a bit of Breath of the Wild, which, good game, fun game. Really, really enjoyed it. And Urbosa is, wow, she's something special. When it comes to looks, I think Olivia is the most attractive to me. That's just my personal opinion. Olivia is the most attractive out of all these girls here, but Urbosa in personality is like, it easily pushes her up to a hard 9 in my eyes. Whenever I saw more flashbacks of her and saw like how the Gerudo women were doing without her, which was fine and stuff like that, but like how she was very protective and kind of motherly and stuff like that, I was just like, wow. I think I might have fallen in love a little bit. But she was the kind of level of strong character that I really like. Just she's gonna protect Hyrule with everything that she has. and protect her people, and just be just a strong leader. Uh, I really did like her, and she had the most detail on her that I tried to replicate in the picture here. Uh, as I didn't want to point it out because maybe you didn't notice, but I'm going to point it out because I need to point out when I make mistakes and stuff like that. But I didn't include her. I don't know what those are. Arm things. They're not really like pauldrons. I don't know what they are, but like when I was doing the sketches, I had forgotten to include them on there, and then as I was going closer to the inking stage, I was just like, you know what? Maybe she's not gonna wear them this time. It's just an example of there's a lot of detail here, and I was on a limited time frame, and I just wanted to get done, but also not rush. It was, my mind is a crazy thing. But I kept readjusting her hair color until it was to the point where I liked it, and I decided to go with blue shading with all of these characters. I wanted a uniform color for all of them, since they're all from different games and they have different styles to them. But I wanted to kind of unify it all since it was one drawing that I was working on. Anyway, so yeah, I decided not to include some detail here and there, but try to get as detailed as I was comfortable with, which I think I did pretty good with. Actually, I think Urbosa turned out the best out of all the girls in here, but I think I did pretty good with pretty much all of them. But yeah, Urbosa, she's something special, and yep. Thanks, Plague of Gripes, I guess. Anyway, now we're moving on to Twintelle, who I really like her design a lot. That it was very nifty for a character to fight with her hair. Obviously not the first to actually do that. One of the first that comes to mind is like Mila Rage from Guilty Gear. As well, like fighting with your hair seems to be kind of I don't know. It seems to be popping up all over the place, but Twintelle gets to be unique in that she is a very thick chocolate waifu. I guess. Haven't gotten to play ARMS yet. It's still pretty new, and been needing to save the money for a bunch of other stuff. I haven't been able to buy too many new games, actually. But so when I get a new game and get the chance to play it, I'll really like put forth a lot of effort into it and try to do a good job with it and get the most out of the game. And ARMS looks like a lot of fun. There's actually a lot of other waifus that I do like in ARMS. I think personally Min Min's probably my favorite, but this video is about chocolate waifus, and Min Min's not chocolate enough. So I went with Twintelle. Like, once again, the best friend subreddit really seems to love Twintelle, which I can appreciate. Twintelle. She's pretty great. Here I am doing a lot of extra work in her glove here, which I end up kind of hiding because both Urbosa and Marina kind of cover them up a little bit in the actual drawing, which I was fine with. I needed a break from that. There was a pause there in the video where like nothing was happening. I was doing laundry at this point and needed to move stuff over into the dryer. I tried to do it quickly, and luckily, since this is a speed drawing, there's not too much downtime that happens there. But yeah, Twintelle. It was interesting drawing all of this curly hair. it was a lot of detail that I decided to put into it. I could have probably gone with a lot less detail for it, but I wanted it to look really good, and so yeah. At first I thought it looked okay, I guess. It was when I started adding the color into it. I was just like, oh, you know what, that looks pretty good. And yeah, the coloring portion, it took me a little bit to get the colors to the point where I wanted them, but once I got there, I was pretty satisfied with it. As you can see, I didn't put too much detail into her eyes until at the very end, because I had noticed that the ARMS characters, they have like a swirly design in their irises. It was very interesting, but I noticed that it's only really the like characters with the actual stretchy arms that have those eyes. I think it has to do with their like genetic modification or whatever the explanation was before, that it you can tell who's been modified by their eyes. I don't know if that's a true thing, an actual fact, but it's just something that I kind of noticed. So I could be completely wrong. Let's be honest, I'm undoubtedly very wrong, but I might not be wrong about that. Hey, that's just a thing. Sorry. I really don't like game theory for multiple reasons, which I won't get into this video. Anyway, but then I remembered that Twintelle here fights with her hair and doesn't have stretchy arms, and so she just got regular arms. Hey there, stretchy arms. I'm regular arms. And so, yeah, decided to make her eyes normal in that case. And now we're finally ready to catch up to Marina. As I said before, Splatoon 2 hasn't come out yet, as of the recording of this video. I'm really excited to get my hands on that, but it's probably going to be a while since I still need to save my money for a bunch of different stuff. But Marina was fun. I'm glad I decided to like save her for last, and by that I mean it's kind of coincidence that she ended up being last, because she is, aside from Olivia, she's one of the more simple designs that I had to draw. And so it was a lot faster for me to just finish up with Marina. I love her design. I was a big fan of the Squid Sisters in Splatoon 1. But like when they showed Marina and Pearl, I was all like, oh, Pearl, okay. No, I like her, she's alright. And then they showed Marina. I was just like, oh no. Oh me, oh my. And so, as you can see, I got a pretty good piece of concept art over there, which is the one that I mostly sample the colors off of. Yeah, I'm losing my train of thought here. They showed Marina, and I was just like, wow, she's awesome. It made me think back of the last Splatfest in Splatoon. Oh, sorry, really quick. This is how you kind of do gradients in Paint Tool Sci. Since it doesn't have an automatic gradient function, you kind of have to like draw out a square and then use the blend tool to blend it all down, and then you sample off the square and then you can stretch it out and stuff like that. And I use the clipping group tool to help overlay it onto the areas that I want. Anyway, I was thinking about the last Splatfest and how the last Splatfest was all like, which one, Callie or Marie? And I was just like, that is an impossible question, because I bounce back and forth between the two all the time. But I feel like if they do one for Marina and Pearl, it's gonna be a lot less of a question. Anyway, so here's the ladies here. I'm gonna let them kind of go across the screen here. Yeah, wow, this was a very long and tiresome process, but I'm very satisfied with the result. I'm thinking next week I'm just not gonna even draw multiple characters because it takes so long to do. I think I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do, and I'm pretty excited about it, but I don't want to reveal anything yet. But keep an eye out for that because I'm really excited. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching. Like I said, this was a lot of fun, but wow, did this take time. Since I work full time, I don't always get the chance to draw that often, and so I really use like all of my free time on this. But I'm happy with it, and I hope you're happy with it and enjoy it. Yeah, stay tuned and get ready for the one next week. I hope you have a great day. See you later.